Today we're going to try to answer the question, how do you become a better teacher? Now, this isn't a simple question to answer. It's something if you were going to school to become a teacher, you would take classes on this very subject. But to get you started, I want to give you a couple of simple ideas. I want to give you 3 basic steps that you can start with to develop your teaching skills. Now, the first step is identify the type of teacher that you want to become. The second step, go to work on developing the necessary skills and qualities in order to be successful. And then the third step, reflect and repeat. So let's start at the beginning. Identifying the type of teacher that you want to become. This is actually a pretty simple process. I recommend you sit down with a notebook or a piece of paper and take a moment to identify maybe the top 3 teachers that you've had. The 3 teachers that have had the greatest impact on you. Because there's a reason that those teachers were your favorite teachers. There's certain things that they did, certain qualities that they possessed that you connected with. And so I want you to write those things down. What are the qualities that each of these teachers did possess? What are the things that they did in terms of classroom management? What was their teaching style? Now, as you go through this process, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. Some people might think, well, I want to become an independent person. I want to be my own person and develop myself as an individual. This is part of that process because I'm not asking you to identify every quality of these teachers and go to work on developing everything that they did. I want you to recognize the things that they did that connected with you. And those things connected with you for a reason. That's actually a part of who you are, and it's something that you can bring to life in your teaching. So recognize the teachers that had the greatest impact. Recognize the qualities and things that they did, and then go to work on developing those qualities. Once you actually outline the different things that they were doing, you're likely going to recognize that these are things that you can do as well. So that's the first step. Second step, going to work on developing those skills and developing those qualities. Here's my recommendation here. Practice. Like any skill, in order to develop something, in order to get better and more skillful at something, you have to practice. Now, what I recommend that you do might make you a little bit uncomfortable. It's something that I still do from time to time. Get in an empty room and rehearse your lesson. Go through your lesson, deliver it top to bottom, and do it a couple times. Make notes on what's working, what isn't working. If you can get people to actually be there and take part in the lesson and give you feedback, that's all the better for your skill development. But go through your lesson, rehearse it, and then teach the lesson. And of course, not everything's going to go as planned as things went in the practice session. But the practice session is certainly going to help with preparation. It's going to help things go more smoothly when the dynamics of the classroom takes things in a new direction. And then this leads us to step 3. When things don't go as planned, or even when things do go as planned, after the lesson, reflect on it. Ask yourself what worked, what didn't. What qualities and skills are you developing successfully? What things do you need to spend more time on? These are important questions to ask, and they're questions that you should be asking throughout your career, not just after individual lessons. This reflection process and going back to steps 1 and 2 consistently are something that you should be doing on a day-to-day basis, but also looking back on the last year, looking back on where you were when you started your career, where you are now, and reflecting on where things are going. Remember, things are constantly changing. The environment that we're teaching in is constantly changing. We as individuals is constantly changing. And so as the situation, as the environment that we're working in changes and as we change as individuals, so must our teaching style. Now that's actually something that I think is pretty exciting about this profession, knowing that you're going to continue to grow and evolve and recognizing that this is a never-ending process.